Hi, welcome to the Paris Set Me Free photo critique. I've got 3 images which Gary from Montreal in Canada sent me. Let's have a look at them. Let me just tell you first of all, Gary says he's an artist. I've begun to dabble in photography for the purpose of gaining experience in composition for use in my artwork. Okay, so that's the background. Right, let's have a look at the first one. It's a black and white image of Gary's dog, and he says he was playing around with diagonals and also the rule of thirds, I think is what he's talking about, which means diagonals means doing something which I love, getting a nice diagonal going across the photograph. You can see that he's done this. The head of his dog, who likes sleeping, a princess I think she's called, who likes sleeping on his clothes, does go across the photograph, and this dog has a long nose, and sure enough it goes across the photograph. The rule of thirds tells you that you're supposed to put things in either a third of the way up the photograph or a third of the way across, or on one, and particularly good is on the intersection. If you drew a line here and a line here and a line here and a line here, you'd have a couple of points where they cross. One here, one here, one here, and one here. And if you place something there, it makes it a stronger photograph than if it's slap bang in the middle. So he's put the buckle down on one of those points, or near to it. I'd have actually put it a little bit further over here, to be honest, but that's just because I can see a whole load of jean here, and to be honest, is the subject the buckle or is it the dog? I think first of all it's the dog and then it's the buckle. So I'd have put the dog a little bit, made the dog a little bit clearer. I can't see her face, I can't see her eyes. I know she's sleeping, but I can't see the eyes, and her snout is kind of hidden behind the jeans, and it's supposed to be the dog not sleeping on your clothes, not your clothes covering your dog. So I would have moved around a little bit to come in more where I could see the side of her snout going down. Maybe you can see a bit of a tooth hanging out, and especially look here, you've got her head is probably on her on one of her legs or her paws, and that would be really cute. You know, if you've got something like this, it would be so cute to see her head on her paws. That is such a sweet shot. Then you could have the buckle, but a little bit more off to the side. At another point, the buckle is extremely in focus and the dog isn't, and also the jeans are in focus. Okay, so ask yourself, if you put the buckle, I love contrasts. I love having harsh things, hard things next to soft things. Fur is obviously a soft thing. Metal, especially with a word engraved in it, is obviously an extremely hard thing. So are stitches on jeans. But as soon as you've got something hard and you put them in focus, that becomes much more important than anything that is soft, naturally, like fur, and out of focus, as the dog is. So I'd have swapped a couple of things around, both compositionally, move around a bit, and in terms of technique, think about the strength of the buckle. It's inherently sharp, and you've made it sharp through your choice of focus. One more thing on this one, Gary. The ear. The ear goes out of the shot. Bang. Okay, fair enough. But you know what? If it's a head, the human body, the human mind wants to complete things, doesn't like things chopped off. You know, the classic would be chopping off someone's arm in a photograph, or their hand. You've chopped off the dog's ear. The problem is the ears are really long. So if you want to have all of the ears in, the dog's head itself starts getting a bit small in the photograph. But having said that, there it is. I'm looking at the dog's chopped off ear, whereas I should be looking at the dog's sweet expression, the dog's snout on its paws, curled up in your jeans. You see what I mean? So I would just give you one recommendation: either chop off both ears, and then your body, then you say, okay, fair enough, forget the ears, it's not about the ears, it's about the dog's snout on its paws, or have both of the ears in the shot, not chopped off. Okay, just a bit. So gorgeous shot, and very good good experiment, and on the rule of thirds there, and on diagonals. Great. Moving on, running out of time. Like on the news. This is the next one you sent in, and it's colour, obviously, and well, I think we can say that there's a diagonal there. Bam! There's a diagonal of these woven pots, as you said, going down here, plus a parallel diagonal of the flowers. And let me get that up on my screen. You've made it high key. I think you said you did a bit of post-processing on this one. What did you say? Sorry, let me just check that. Yeah, post-processing on the shot to create a high dynamic range. Okay, so basically I could call that high key. High key means there's no black, and to be honest, there's no dark tones at all, which is true enough. You've got the whatever was behind here, be it sky or whatever, has completely whited out. It's okay, but it does go to the edge of a. If it's borderless, you've just got white, and there's no separation between the edge of the photograph and a white page, for example. On my computer, as I'm looking at it, I've put a black border around it, so I can actually see it as a diagonal, a rectangular composition. So be careful with white, just because in effect this part of the photo no longer ceases to exist, because there is zero. There's nothing to close it off unless you put it onto a black page, for example. Fair enough. The point of focus is on the little pots, which is fine, and you've used a narrow depth of field. So the pots are in focus. The flowers behind are slightly out of focus, well, quite a bit out of focus, and also the grapes in front are out of focus, which is good. Selective focus. The thing is, are the pots the most interesting thing in the shot? Do they justify being the point of focus? Probably they do, because they're very intricate. The flowers, though, flowers are a strong subject, which can beg to be the thing which is in focus. But you've thrown them enough out of focus for that just about to be okay. The grapes going out of focus into the foreground is a classic thing, which is nicely done. There's a lot of busy stuff up here in this corner, bits of red jutting into the photograph. Red is a very strong colour, which can threaten to take over. So you've got this, and you've got this thing coming in here as well. So this plus the bit of red possibly detracts or takes away the person's attention from these little pots. So my final comment would be perhaps slightly busy, but it's a good experiment as well. Watch out for this complete nothingness of white here as well. I've hardly got any time. I wanted to talk about this one. You're an artist and you've got a phenomenal drawing here. You say it's pencil drawing. I'm amazed that it isn't a photograph. My hat off to you as an artist. You've divided them into two. In fact, you've repeated her, good and bad. You say the contrast is a little flat because of the graphite reflecting light. Fair enough. Your texture is amazing on this one. I don't know if the good girls have tattoos on their shoulder or not. I'm not sure. Listen, I don't have time to really comment on this, so it's a beautiful design. Well done as an artist. Thanks for sending your stuff in, and good luck with your photography. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Depuis que je suis à Paris, le jour et la nuit, je suis gris. J'ai compris la douceur de vivre. Je suis fou de joie, je suis ivre. Depuis que je suis à Paris.